Hi everyone, Stepan here. I have the black pieces in this one. Yeah, I'm finally home after a couple of days. I was away. We were visiting Lucia's parents, and as you could see from the videos, I had almost no peace. And yesterday I took the night bus home, and it's about 5 or 6 hours, and I got absolutely no sleep. Usually I get to sleep throughout the trip because I have no trouble sleeping, but yesterday I was sitting next to a guy who was really large. He wasn't fat, he was just a very big guy, and I had no room. So I just yeah, there was no position I could sleep in. Okay, what am I doing here? We have the Caro-Kann, Karpov, and he played knight back to g3. The safest option is to just go e6, so I'm just gonna go e6. I could consider e5 takes, and queen a5. No, I'm gonna go e6. Yeah, so I had no sleep. This is probably the first time ever that I'm playing a game after a night with zero sleep. So this is going to be interesting. I feel weird. We will see. Okay, bishop d3. I'm gonna go bishop d6. I want to go queen c7, b6, bishop b7, and depending on what he does, I either castle kingside or queenside. For now, I am very tempted to play h5 straight away with the idea of h4. I don't know if that's dangerous or not. Maybe I should go queen c7 first. But if I go h4, there really isn't a direct threat, so queen c7 should be fine. On bishop g5, I'm just going to ignore it and play b6. My knight on d7 is still defending, and also if they take, I might even consider taking with the g-pawn. My opponent is rated 2300, so our ratings are about the same. As you can imagine, I had a million cups of coffee, but yeah. That's also why the video is coming a bit later today. I usually upload them at the same time, but I just had no time. Came back home and then went to visit my own parents. Okay, rook e1. That's a sensible move. I could castle kingside, but I'm gonna go b6 first. I don't see why not. If they go c4, I'm going c5. And c5 I want to play anyway. For the moment, there's no threat. There's no knight on e5, so there are no knight f7 tricks. If they go knight g5, okay, now maybe I should go c5 straight away, but bishop b7 seems sensible. If bishop b7, if they go c5, then I can just take. If I go c5, they can go d5. If I go bishop b7, they cannot go d5, so I think bishop b7 is fine. You kind of need to be ready for c5. You either play it very early, before you develop and castle, or you play it after you finish your development. I prefer the latter, because I don't like taking too much risk. Now, the ultimate risk would be to castle queenside, which would make the game very interesting. I could also consider h6, which could earn me the bishop pair, unless he wants to play bishop back to e3. But I don't really want to weaken the g6 square. If I go h6 and they take, rook e6, f e6, bishop g6 check, doesn't seem too dangerous, but still. h6, bishop f6, knight f6, rook e6, f e6, bishop g6, king d8. No, I think it's okay. But still, I don't like h6. It's still a weakening move. If I go c5, d5, and if I castle queenside, then they probably do go b4 straight away or c5 straight away. So maybe h6 is sensible. Let's see what he does. I mean, weakening the g6 square is dangerous, but I don't think it's that dangerous here. Obviously, bishop h4 loses a piece. So, okay, now let's see if they go rook e6. I don't think it's good or anything, but I have weakened the g6 square. d5 cannot be played, knight e5 can be played, and then I definitely have to castle immediately. Okay. Now if I castle queenside, then knight takes d6 seems sensible. If I castle kingside, then knight takes d6 seems sensible. I think I'm feeling brave today. I think I'm gonna go queenside. Castles queenside, knight d6, queen d6. c5, bc, dc, queen c5, rook c1, queen b6. It seems dangerous. I could just castle kingside. Castling kingside is definitely safer. Okay, I'm gonna go kingside. I don't want to risk too much. I don't think knight 3 to h4 would work. I think he has to take on d6. I think. Okay. Knight e5 is possible, but I can go rook a d8. I don't know what queen c2 does. I think I just go c5 here. c5 takes, queen takes, or c5 takes. Maybe rook a d8 first. I don't want to allow c5, so I'm gonna go c5. I need to open up my bishop before white can react. Okay, queen c5. Rook a d8 seems to be the most sensible move, simply preventing any knight d7 tricks in case my knight moves away. Yeah, I think rook a d8 is fine. Let's just do it. Are there any tricks with knight f7? No. You constantly have to watch out for knight f7 in positions like this. Maybe I put the wrong rook on d8. Maybe I should have played rook ac8, rook fd8. I don't know what the intention is with rook e3, because for the moment rook g3 loses a knight. I'm considering rook d6 to simply double up. I think rook d6 is okay. Okay. Wants to play b4. I can answer that with queen c7, so I'm not too worried. And then on rook g3, well, I can also go queen d3. So rook fd8, b4, queen d4, rook d1, because the rook is attacked. But then I can go knight g4 actually, and after knight g4, queen g4, rook g3. Can I take on d3? No, because the queen still defends. Yeah, I'm still gonna double. I don't see anything better. And on b4 I will be, I think, playing queen d4. Maybe queen c7, I'm not sure. Okay, he just wants to play. Rook g3. Again, I don't know how afraid I am of that. I could give my knight the d5 square by sacking the b6 pawn. But I don't know how much that does. I could play knight d7 for queen d4 and knight c5. But maybe I should start with a5 first to give my queen some squares. How do I get my queen to the light squares? Okay, I'm gonna go a5. I'm really not that afraid of rook g3. I can also go rook d4 and queen d6 to triple up on the bishop. Okay, so what's the threat? Is there a threat? I don't think so. Unless knight f7 works. Knight f7, king f7, bishop g6, king f8 seems okay. Now in this position I could consider b5 because b5, cb5, queen c2, bishop c2, I have rook d2, winning back the b pawn. That seems okay. If they have no threat, that seems like a good plan. So b5, cb isn't forced, but if they take, then queen c2. If they don't take, I take. Okay, I'm gonna go b5. b5 is interesting. Wait, does rook g7 work? Rook g7, king g7. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't. Because if I can trade my b pawn for his b pawn, and my rook stays on his second rank, that seems like a good trade for me. On knight f3 I can just take. I don't know if I'd prefer the knight or the bishop in this position. But I need to get the d5 square. Okay. Okay, rook c1 is impossible, that's for sure. Because if rook c1, I can just take and mate. So he has to move the bishop. Ah, rook c3. Why didn't I see rook c3? I didn't consider rook c3 at all. Okay, knight d5. Why didn't I see rook c3? Okay, I like knight d5. Preventing rook c7, and on rook c5 or rook c4 I can go knight f4, I think. Knight f4 threatening bishop g2. Okay, I'm gonna go knight f4. Knight f7 doesn't work because I have rook d7. f3 doesn't work because of rook g2. I'm down on pawn, but my pieces are more active than his, I think. Although his pieces are pretty active too. So if I go bishop g2, they go rook f7. If I go knight g2, then I'm guessing rook c1 is forced. Okay, I'm gonna go knight g2. I think knight g2 is okay. Rook e1 seems forced. Because if the rook moves away from the first rank, I can just take the bishop and mate, or I can just mate. Of course, on rook b7, I have knight e1. On knight f7, I also have knight e1. Isn't rook e1 forced? What am I missing? Yeah, but then I can go knight f4. I may just be winning here. After rook c1, I just go knight f4, threatening knight e2. If they take the bishop, I take on c1. If they play rook f7, I take on c1. If they play rook b7, I have rook d1 mate. I could just be winning here after knight f4. Knight f4 threatening knight e2. Probably king f1 is the only move. I don't know. I think this is winning. They cannot go rook b7. They cannot go knight f7. They cannot go rook f7. And they have a direct threat. Also, The bishop cannot move away from d1. So for example, bishop b1 gets mated. I actually don't know what the move is. Maybe knight f3, but no, I just take that. This seems over. What am I missing? I can just take on c2, on c1. Is there anything better than knight e2? I don't think so. I'm just gonna go knight e2. And if knight f7, I have rook f8, and if rook f7, I have rook c2. Yeah, this is game over. This has to be game over. This is a clean exchange with tempo. Knight f7, rook f8. Rook f8 loses. Ah, no, they have bishop g6. Knight f7, rook f8, bishop g6. Rook f8, bishop g6, can I just take rook b7? Okay, I'm going rook f8. Now either rook b7 or knight d3, but rook b7 seems better. Are there any knight h6 tricks? I don't think so. If I go knight d3, bishop d3 seems forced. Then rook d3, threatening rook f7. So they go, let's say knight e5. I go rook d2. How fast is the b pawn? That's the question. I'm just gonna take, because I don't think I need to rush things. I don't think I need to trade pieces. The only thing that worries me is his b pawn. If I get rid of that b pawn, then I'm safe. But I could also play like a coward and go rook d2, knight d3. I also like that. So rook d2, let's say h5, knight d3 takes, rook takes, b6, rook b2. Yeah, I'm in time. I think I'm in time. I just want to go knight d3 here and trade the bishop off. If they go rook d7, I have knight f4, of course. Now there's a double threat, and should I take on a3 or play rook d2? Rook d2 can be defended against, so I'm just gonna take on a3, I think. What's the safest move? I'm up the exchange and the pawn, I just need to play it safe. Of course I get mated if I get my rook away from the first rank, so I don't want to do that. So I think I'm just gonna go rook e8. That seems safe enough. If knight e7, I just go king h7. And my e6 pawn actually does a great job of defending my g7 pawn, because there's never knight f5. Okay. So let's just play rook b3 and push. What could be wrong with that? And I can also consider rook c8 and mate. Maybe I could have done that straight away. Yeah, actually I should have done that straight away. King h7. Nothing wrong with that. Now if they go f5, I could take on e7 actually. Because I don't want to be pinned. So rook e7, rook e7, ef5. That's a winning endgame. That's definitely winning. Because there's no way to defend everything here. My a pawn is just moving down the board. And my rook is going to be behind the pawn. Okay. I actually want to keep the king cut off, so I'm not going to check. Okay. Now let's start moving towards the queen side. Maybe I can even trade pawns, but I could wait for one more move. Now let's just do this. This seems safer. Okay, now I need to get my king up. And yeah, this is a winning endgame. Now his king is cut off on the H file. So yeah, let's actually set up this blockade. I want to move my G pawn to G5, and I need my rook on F6 for that. Okay. He resigns because I'm gonna go rook F6 and G5. Okay, yeah, this game was interesting. Let's see. Okay, so E4. I don't know if E6 was correct in this position. Here, yeah, it's the most common move, but you can also go G6 or something else. I mean, I know that in most positions, as you can see here, C5 is the principled way to punish this. And as I said, you can either play C5 before you do everything, or you can do it after you castle. And I chose to do it afterwards, so E6 is fine. Bishop D6 is fine. I don't know why the engine says this is inaccurate. I don't know. It's been played by strong players. I don't see why that would be incorrect. As I said, you can play C5 straight away, which is the main move, but this seems okay. B6 is a mistake. Let's see why. Castles is the first move, B6 is the second. Why is B6 so inferior? Okay, C4. And I played bishop B7, which is fine, but castles is better. I still think all of this is okay. He should have punished me with knight F5, but we would have entered the same position. What's the difference here? I don't know, I actually like these positions. I understand that the engine says white is better because white is going to be playing for C4, D5, but yeah, equal, dead equal. Rook G3 is a blunder, B5 is a blunder. I should have played knight E4. What? Because of the weak back rank. Okay, let's have a look at that. Knight E4, if bishop E4, then rook D2. Ah, okay. And that wins the rook? Does it? Because if queen C1, what happens in queen C1? I just take the bishop. Okay. I played b5, which seemed okay. Yeah, I didn't see rook c3. Yeah, knight e3, and if pawn takes, I have rook g2. Ah! Yeah, this seemed winning to me. Rook takes c2 is actually better. Let's have a look at that. I mean, I understand that he cannot take, but why wouldn't I grab the exchange? Okay. Ah, now I could have mated him. Yeah, but this is also winning. let's just have a look at this endgame. And here, okay, my plan was, let's say he does nothing. I don't know what he does. Let's say he goes here. And I go rook f6. They move the rook. I was gonna go g5. And then my plan is to just move up with my king like this. If here, then I can check the king away. And if check, then I can go here and I'm threatening king f5. And again, if king g4, then here. And I'm just moving up the board. And eventually I keep repeating the process and I win. So Kuros is saying in the chat, descending is in fact not so trivial. I actually won it in my last tournament. You can find it in my round 2 game. I actually think it's pretty easy to win. I don't see what the problem is. It's pretty straightforward. You just keep repeating the same process. Okay, better than yesterday's game. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something from the video. Stay tuned for more chess. Bye bye.